on the board tonight. One of them is, at what age you think you should get your life together and prioritize what is important. So you're looking at between what age, probably what age group, you go tell yourself, okay, this is the age that I really supposed to get my shit in order and govern down what's supposed to be good. What is your opinion?
We want to talk realistically or imagination?
Give you the perfect scenario first, in perfect world.
In a perfect world, at age 30, you have all this shit together. House, car, hopefully in the same marriage that you're married, kids.
At the age of 30, boy.
Yeah, but in a perfect world, I'm telling you, that's not a perfect world.
So how you come with 30? How you come by saying, okay, by the age of 30, we could do that?
Because I think the ages of what, 18 to 24, whatever. 18 to 25, 26 is when you really, society believe that you would have did all your minor things and, and live your life and party and have a good time and have a grand time and know your brain developed to more focusing on things about family and getting a home and that kind of thing. So that's not perfect world.
All right, cool. And realistically,
Realistically, the shit is a marathon. I don't know where I go down. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if everybody will ever have it all together. To be honest with you.
but I feel your matter together is relative to Sean. What's your opinion on the topic?
I say about late teens, early 20s. That is like the age you would have certain understanding already in a way. That you could retain what what your parents teach you, the morals, the morals and everything that way. And you get to understand, well, whatever you do determines your future. So the choices you make at that age, from that early age, should be important to you in a way. You understand?
Yeah, very sure.
What do you think?
But to be honest with you, I still battling with it in my mind as it relates to, like, is it really an age, or is it really, it could be vary for different people, eh?
Yeah.
It go vary based on your upbringing and exactly what do you in your mind think success is, or understanding, okay, what it is you think a good quality of life is before you really put things into perspective. Because the first understand what you're going to prioritize first, second, and third, you have to know what is the lifestyle you want. So meaning, what job you want, what career you want to go into, wherever you want to be in life, and then you can know, okay, well, I have to prioritize making money, or I have to prioritize having a family, or taking care of land, or business, or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
I believe, boy, from a start, you have to have an aim, right? The direction you want to go to that way. And depending on what that is, that will your way of life would vary now.
Yeah.
Different things. Like if he's a religious person,
Yeah.
you would tend to not to be in a lot of things that way.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
If you had a morals from your parents and thing, you go understand you ain't supposed to be a problem in society now.
Yeah. Good point.
Facts.
Everybody not supposed to be doing what they want or what they feel like they should be doing that way.
But I think
It had to have an order.
yeah.
You understand?
But I think one of the misconceptions that need to be addressed, and especially in today's society, is the fact that we a lot of persons are judging other persons on what, comparing their life with other person to what success is. Meaning, like, you might be a real boss of a barber and you could become a millionaire doing that. But you watching me because you think I was a lawyer and I drive in a Mercedes Benz and I have a big house and thing, whatever. You define me as success. So you want to be a lawyer, not knowing you real good at barbering, and that will making you happy. So everybody had to find a niche of what they're really good at and work on that. And then the money will come in however how much amount you want it to come in. That will be depending on your effort and how much work you put in.
Right.
You understand?
When you just get them kind of understanding, and that's your direction you're supposed to go or whoever. So
I think
you think during going through life you could end up anyway, right?
yeah, you could.
Without a direction,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
without a aim,
Mm-hmm.
you could end up anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll be like a headless chicken, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now, how Trinidad and Tobago going on? Because you could say the world as it relates to education and youths and jobs and things apparently getting a little more difficult than it was, so some years ago. What do you think will really kind of give people the opportunity to really focus themselves from a young age, talking about from our early 20s, but it's practice that take to instill something into somebody and for them to know, okay, this is the correct way to go, and how we could really bridge that gap in youth right now. Like right now, what's going on, all the different influences, all the different type of pressures, what the media showing you. How could we be that bridge into making people aware, okay, you had to live a particular way and this and that. At what stage?
Well, I think first of all,
That's a big question, eh?
I think first of all, you people are still, even you saying that and how the country going, to a lot of persons it's normal. So nobody hasn't really woken up to reality to say, well, anything is really difficult. Everybody living their normal life, getting up, going to work, and it seems to everybody that what is going on around them, it's normal. That is okay when it really isn't. You understand? I think that when it comes to anybody having to make a decision as to exactly what you want to do, you can't make a decision like for now, for like this year or next month. You had to make a decision, unfortunately, to say it like this, because the way of technology and how fast the world moving, you have to make a decision leading that will be beneficial to you 5 years down the road in terms of what the career is, what
Yeah.
would it be valid, would it be, what is the significance it's going to mean to not only you but to for your future family and your endeavors, however, because as I see, technology is moving very quickly, and if COVID didn't teach us anything, is that a lot of things could be done faster and very much more easier
With less
with
resources.
less resources.
Yeah, that's
And
what
I
I'm
don't think
saying.
a lot of persons took that into mind because everybody was more focused on getting outside and
Yeah, yeah.
being outside, but not understanding.
At any point in time, your
Um,
career could be obsolete.
yes.
They don't have a need for you. So,
Yeah.
picking a proper skill or a proper career path. And I'm happy you brought that up because I remember when you was talking a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
about further education and what is my thoughts on, people going to university and that kind of thing. And there will always be me and my advice. Anybody who want to seek like higher level education, look to invest that time, that energy, and that resources into a program that not that easily obsolete. Like actually learning a skill
Yeah.
and not just trying to qualify yourself in um one particular platform that have to rely on the system then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, So doing nice entrepreneurial programs, if it is you want to to be able to expand businesses and provide consultation, even in and as Terrell said, what happened during the COVID supposed to teach you a lot.
Yeah.
So these courses of study you're supposed to be targeting yourself towards as a young adult. Look at the people who were still operational during COVID. Look at the services that was needed
Right.
during a worldwide crisis.
Right.
To kind of stay where you want to do. If you realize that they was free to tell you to stay home and shut down your
Even if the
department,
number is just two,
yeah,
look what is important.
look at what is important. And how to do further education.
Yeah. Also, I would always say, boy, one thing I've learned as well, you gotta be open to having conversations with just about anybody from the hustler to the to the manager of a company to somebody who's on a mission to achieve something. 'Cause everybody has some information to share. You understand?
It's about constant learning. It's not boxing yourself. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of the school systems, if I could say that, that we know of private, both privately and publicly, just kind of try to box in young minds into thinking in this particular way or understanding the world from this particular perspective.
Yeah.
You have to understand that even though you tell yourself you is a more affluent in society, or you feel you have a $2 more than somebody else, nothing wrong with coming back down to the ground, or what we consider is the ground,
Yeah.
and talking to the average person to be in touch with what really going on. Okay, it's really easy to get yourself aloof, you know?
Yeah.
To get yourself up there and you working in a library, so it's only library and you lineman with.
Yeah.
And you forget you want to talk to no plumber, you want to talk to no electrician.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get yourself detached from reality, to have a fairness and your whole landscape, a full picture.
Yeah.
You know how what life really is. If you really stay in your little bubble, it's easy for you to not be relevant, and the last person to know you're not relevant will be you.
Yeah. But you know what's one of the questions I asked myself the other day? I think I was driving to work, and I, like, you know, now I into the whole audio books and all them kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I asked myself the question, like, bro, when I was going to school and you go to a library, bro, where was all these books? And were they not available or accessible to me? I didn't even know about these, and these books have been around for so long.
Yeah.
Like for basic books like the 48 Laws of Power and them kind of thing, and you're like,
How come this is not a thing? How is
there's
not a
no
thing?
thing,
Yeah.
and I know hearing about this.
I think it's part of we becoming a more probably woke society, so information a lot more freely available. I feel long ago there was kind of like trying to gatekeep information.
Yeah.
Information wasn't as freely available as it is now.
Yeah.
Now any random person who could use the thumb fingers could
You
find
could
out
Google
anything
it.
about anything.
You can Google
You know,
it.
back then, yeah, I doing SBAs back in school. You had to go in the library, search through how much books, photocopy a page, cut it out, some diagrams, you had to draw it.
Yeah.
You know, so it was more difficult to access information. You know, so now that we have more information available to us, I think we had to really be lazy to not make a proper decision into how to operate. You know, because the information is there.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
definitely is. But the thing about it is not only having access to the information, it's also taking the time to actually understand what the information represents, what it represents for you, and what you're gonna benefit.
We want to use it for, how you going to
use it and
benefit,
from it, really. You understand? Because it really comes down to what it does for you and what you take away from it.
But at what age so you realize that you really had a search to shape up and I probably had a clear grasp as to, hey, you know, as an adult, I kind of do things. At what time in your life you feel it really hit you?
Why? At what age it was? Why?
So we're still trying to find that age, the right age right now. Huh?
I think I been real with you. When I was 18, my goal was real simple. I extrail, big chain, designer sneakers, and probably a place to stay. And then probably as I get older,
And who was the influence at that time?
boy, and a couple of region who were servicemen at the time, and that was used to play it now, boy.
Yeah.
So I used to say, well, boy,
So it's
Anyway,
friends.
friends and family and whatever. I say, well, I the word I function in another whatever.
because that the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
So again,
Where your grandmother or your mother or your uncle or your nana used to tell you?
But my grandmother just used to tell you wouldn't believe she used to just tell me like the sky is the limit. I only want to keep saying that. You want us? I was like, but what career am I to do? All she used to say, well, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
So I knew, she used to keep saying that over and over. And I was like, all right, okay, no problem. But then as I get older, you know, you see things differently, and I meet different people along the way. And the I think it's the experiences.
But she used to give that church vibes too. That
Who's
church vibes.
She's second when I choose vibes, yeah, definitely. You understand? And
She gave the basic.
really basic.
grounding.
The grounding, yeah.
You know what right from wrong is.
Yeah.
You know
I never know, but I never really right from wrong. I think I never really learned right from wrong, and per se, I used to really learn from other people. To be honest with you.
So it was like a more practical learning for you.
Yeah, so
It wasn't like nobody sitting down and say, hey, you
Yeah.
must do this, do
this
that.
or
Oh,
I used to be like,
Oh, good and
see people
same thing
operate.
as good and bad.
And
innit?
I say, nah, boy. You understand? But what it didn't do for me was, what it didn't do as well is that it didn't allow me to say that it is okay to make mistakes along the way. Honestly, that is the truth. We try to avoid making them, but it has to be made. Some along the way have to be made in order to actually learn something.
But it ever come a point where you say, if I had the knowledge I had now, younger,
Yeah, but
I would I do this, I would I do that.
I think I'd reap more havoc back in my younger times. Right?
Because why? Because
I use it for the right reasons, to be honest.
you see, again, you want to come back to the only thing that changed in that dynamics there is the amount of information was available to you.
Yeah, exactly.
The amount of information.
Exactly.
Where you learn.
So,
that's true.
So what it boils down to who are wrong here? Like your parents, like whoever
Your
and
circle,
your circle. So it's at a younger age, alright, that age you say is 18. What about all your beginning teenage age? Right? You would have been grooming into
Not really, I was just going to school and tracking junior secondary, to be honest with you. There wasn't really much said really at that point.
just doing your own thing.
I just doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And I think I had to tell you the other day.
It wasn't ready
like,
yet.
When I walked in the Form 1 and thing, and I was like, I come from primary school now. And I have 14 subjects. I was these 14 subjects. I said, here we go. We can't pass all. Understand? I watch myself, I sit there, they can't pass all. They go past 7, and they go feel 7. But the ones that they're feeling by, they can't feel by real terrible. And I should have taken some kind of effort.
So you went into a fail safe mode the one time.
And I kind of
You didn't tell yourself, well, boy, this achievable.
This achievable. And then at that time too, I asked somebody who was in Form 5 at the time, I say, what requires again like a good government work or whatever? And he was like, well, you need about 5 subjects. I said, right, perfect. So I don't tell myself, like, exceeding those expectations.
Yeah, so you won the ball.
I done the ball already. So I was just patiently waiting for Form 4 to pick my subjects.
Yeah.
And then that was it for me. So that was really waiting for.
Oh, you were shooting. I was kind of probably the opposite to that. I see when it is like we go in Form 1 from primary school. I say, well, I already put myself in the mind frame for what I remember now. That it's going to be a whole new kettle of challenges and it's going to be a different scene. Because I was never really no dunce head fella. Yeah, I say, you know, I know a few stuff.
Yeah.
And when I will go into to secondary school now and I say, okay, secondary school level, I know the challenges going to be great.
Yeah.
When they come and present before me 13 to 14 subjects you're doing in Form 1 to 3. But I thought that was just part of the pressure, you know, that that is normal, it's achievable. So I always try to, along the way, I always tell myself I would pass all my subjects. But if along the way I realize I get in difficulty, I go understand, well, okay, what I should press more brakes on, what should accelerate on, you understand?
Yeah.
To become a fear, to understand exactly what I want to do when I reach Form 4 and Form 5. Because of course you would know that the subjects will scale long at that level, Form 4. So I say, well, I go try my best, you know. From Form 1, I realize Spanish is not really my forte. Spanish,
Boy,
that get knocked down.
sorry to
I'm
say
no
it.
science man.
I'm sorry to see. If my Spanish teacher are watching this, I apologize. But I always knew I was playing Mark in Spanish. Because when they start asking me, like, what mark you play today, boy? When you get back your results, boy. I understand. And every exam I would write. Right?
So that video they get from 1 to 36, you know?
Yeah. And then to top it all off, right? I was I say here, what could if I heard the exam, you don't know all
No,
the
but
words. You don't know.
he just played back. That video was only get 36 was the highest score. So we get 14,
Nah.
15.
All coming up there. Yeah, and
my course, why?
then after a while, I was like, when it's time to write the exam, I just said to her, boy, you don't know all the words in Spanish. So what you could remember in Spanish, write it in Spanish.
Yeah.
And the rest, you put it in English.
So that was your game plan.
That's what in my mind see practical.
He look like the type to say come, you go say como.
Dog, you hate yourself.
I'm telling you, because at that time it seemed in my mind it was to say them, to lead them kind of thing, right? And then it was like, when I watch the scale of the subjects, I was like, yo, what's going on? I don't know nobody in my family to be no scientist. I know one or two men who was hustling businessmen. I think I said, we go pick business.
Yeah.
And maths, we go fight it.
Mm-hmm.
You must understand English. And, well, of course, P is P.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That was it really. That's how it really come down to them subjects. And then I was forced, they tell you I had to pick 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, here what's going on. But I didn't pick the least of your worst enemies between history and geography.
Right.
I always, the geography teacher, I couldn't understand him, so I pick history.
Yeah.
And that's how you go.
And Sean, what for you? What's your secondary level?
Yeah.
But
Well, that transition was fair.
you see in Form 4 and thing, I was only studying
No, start from
music.
Form 1.
Where we go
From primary school into Form 1 is all you want to know.
Don't do me that.
That is what you want to know.
You can't remember?
So far,
Yeah.
Wow.
2 days why it was different.
So, yeah, what your school days?
So,
But
your
that's
school days,
I went to have on there from Form 1.
I never
From
hear
primary
about
school. What primary school I went to?
Yeah.
From primary school I went, cuz.
Guaycopras.
Like, big up, that the pink.
Big up to
That
Guaycopras.
the pink for girls
Yeah.
and blue for boys school.
Yeah,
That the Pampas
yeah,
school.
yeah.
Right.
That is school.
Right.
With the girls in them that used to look
Look
nice,
neat and
boys
right.
used to look nice. Everybody looking proper. And everybody running around the place. You know, it's a real primary school, everybody just running.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
The primary school I went to, I ain't gonna call the name. If you could survive in that school, you're a survivor. That school was like the ghetto, you know.
Yeah.
The slums. When the bell ring for recess and lunch, you're on your own, you know.
That is what school.
All the teachers in the staff room, a school right around the town. I call the school.
I call my school.
Nah, you
I
see,
call my school.
you had good things to say about
But
your
you-
school. But my reviews wasn't all that palatable. So I could save the
But you
reputation.
know, back in them days, what I thought was normal. When recess break, hard sweat going on.
Yeah. But one thing I must say about the school I attended, even though it was a little rough when it comes to the physical and social interaction, the teachers and them were solid. That's some solid teachers
Yeah.
who would really take the time with you and handle you and teach you the little thing. And there was no slack teachers.
Which one of them teachers was your partner, right?
Nah.
You see for them?
No. That one thing. That particular school, it was rough when it comes to the population.
Right.
It was a tough population.
Yeah,
in that
but
school.
I feel they play a dread mental game on me in the last primary school. I went about 3 or 4 primary school. Just moving around. The last one I moved, boy, I end up in an environment where it is real competitive when it comes to schooling and them kind of
Yeah.
thing, however.
Academics.
And then I was like, hey, boy, you at the bottom of the barrel here, boy. You gotta shake up yourself.
Yeah.
So when I started competing now, but what it did was well too, like when you fail and thing, like you fail an exam, you get real closer and don't get sweat.
Yeah.
I say we like, but
Again, that was because of the environment.
Yeah.
Environment. You end up in a competitive environment, so you tell yourself, okay, this is standard. So I have to meet the standard somewhere or the other.
Boy, it reached an extent, boy, and I did. Like when I was going to write SCA, I literally had my them days it was PSP, I know a PSP or PS3, and my phone. I put it all together and I hand it over to my father and tell him keep that until I finish write SCA. I get like a real dread because mentally, dog, you start to say, dog, feel here, dog. Pressure.
You're like, it's put pressure on Sharon.
Yeah, it is.
That
Yeah, it's
SCA thing,
And I
man.
remember when the teacher picked the schools and telling me the schools he think I should go. I said, dog, you sure? I said, you sure what? That real high hopes for me. You understand? Because I thought it was just a smooth transition from, I've been on the other years, I thought just a primary school and the boy in a secondary school.
Then it
You
was
have
not deep.
choices and thing and
They should be able to tell you, well,
Like a draft.
if you obtain this amount of points, you'll be able to get you in the school or whatever.
now you in Form 1, I think it was about 38 students in the class, and I said, Pearl, once you come last, that's success.
Serious?
Yeah. Don't do me that. Don't shape it.
Don't shame me.
Yeah.
You understand? I just used to count the persons who finished below me and say, well, all right.
You can laugh at them.
I could say, well, no, it was a good term.
Once you ain't come on
I
last.
didn't come out last.
Yeah. You beat people.
You're in between.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, average.
You're average.
Yeah. There's really a lot of pressure on children with the essay thing. I was watching a couple articles and thing on Instagram and Facebook and thing. With the essay that just passed a couple of days ago there. And the like trend was give up a lot to sacrifice thing and they do this and really and truly the essay level is the least I worries because I know people personally who attended real nice prestigious or we consider prestigious high-end schools.
Get them.
And right now they ain't really saying much. You know, they based on what them choose to do in life. And I know people who went not so well off schools or schools that named the really calling all the big scholarships and thing and doing very well for themselves. So the primary school level into secondary school, like SCA transition, I feel like making it a little too difficult and a little too much stress to put on them train.
It
shouldn't be wrong thing.
I think a little balance kind of way, you know, because it is important, you know, because you could.
No, it's
you see
important. I'm
time,
not saying to take it away, you know.
No, like
I'm saying less emphasis, less stress into competing for this school and once you allow each child to do the best.
Okay. And
because if you think about it, all the different schools, secondary schools you have in the country, all the teachers, where would they have trained? What kind of schooling they would have done? It's all in similar institutions, you know. University of the West Indies, University of Trinidad and Tobago, all the teachers, they would have obtained the educational accolades.
Yeah.
And they're being distributed among the schools in Trinidad and Tobago. So not because you go into a school in quite in the back or wherever, they're teaching there. The teacher who teaching in the town side school, those two teachers attended the same kind of academic level qualification. So it doesn't really matter the physical location of our school or what's the name of our school or what color the building is. It's really you trying to inculcate in a group of children a culture. And that one of the things that will really change the school system. If they start to really inculcate a culture in the school. If a school have a culture continuously fighting and they're upholding that culture, it's going to remain like that.
I think I don't want to say the educational system. I don't want to say that. I would like to say that what needs to be done, even from the SCA primary school level, is to start to create balanced individuals. Because it have different schools where they used to say like that school only known for football, or that school only known for pan, or that school only known for fight and
then that school only known for scholarship.
It's known for scholarship.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, when they leave the secondary school system into the tertiary education, if they decide to do that, they know they still having was not balanced individual. It have, you understand? So it always have somebody who missing something, somebody who could real play pan, play football,
But
play
not that
sport,
strong academically.
but not strong academically. So this was I think there's that balance that need to be designed.
So they're basically doing the youths a disservice with this kind of toxic competitiveness when it comes to what school you get into at the secondary school level. You have to try to create a culture, okay. Everybody sky as Terrell grandmother said, the sky is the limit. Everybody had to know what they're for and work towards that because we have the same resources available. We have a building, we have well-trained teachers, we have chairs, we have desks, we have blackboard, we have whiteboard.
Correct.
All schools had those tenants, and it's just the culture, the children of the school, and the children only do what it is they're allowed to do, you know. So it starts with the culture that they really put together in the staff room. That staff at that school have to really say, hey, what's going on? Yes, we know we school is in this location, but let we start a culture. We want to see success in our children. The children go into the school. It doesn't matter where you're from, east, west, north, or south. The teachers got to come together and really change the culture of our school and how they administer. You know what? It's going to take a little time. It will take time because then they're talking about zoning and different pupils from different areas and end up in different schools. But they will do as the Romans do. Because if you are the same child who coming from a not so lucky community and goes into one of the what we describe as a prestige school, and they just operate a particular way based on the culture that they meet in that school. So every school had the ability to really, to cultivate a good culture. Academically and creating a well-rounded student, a well-rounded citizen.
Yeah.
It's not really about the name of the school and that kind of thing. And that's the only way that I could really, because it's at those young ages, is where they're going to start to channel what they want to be in life, as what Sean spoke about earlier. if at the primary school into secondary school level, we could see how what's going on. We put them into an environment where they're going to be nurtured and understand how to be well-rounded citizens, so they have a clear idea how what kind of career I should choose or what kind of citizen I should be because of the grounding again. You
And
can't now
that-
teach somebody to be good when they finish school. How to add value to society when they finish secondary school. Is at those levels, they start at secondary school, is at the train up youths into what am I going to give to my country? What kind of person am I going to be? This is where you're going to lay the foundation.
by the help of the parents,
The help,
because
of
it starts
course.
from home,
It's supposed to be a partnership.
because you send a child into society
Right.
who ain't well behaved, who wasn't well taught, well mannered. There'll be a problem in the school,
True.
and your downfall could bring others downfall.
True.
You understand?
But if you're being real, and I want to be the devil's advocate on that particular scenario. Yes, this is the parents' responsibility because you brought the child into the world and all of these things. So there you are the first line of discipline and upbringing and instill our morals in our child. The parents. The fail safe, however, is the system. The system being at the very young level, your teachers, your principals, your deans. These people are paid and institutionalized to do something particular. So yes, we could
Right.
blame the parents from now till next year, February. Yes, we know they are the first stint of that
I
kind
think
of...
it goes hand in hand, yeah?
It goes hand in hand, but
It goes hand in hand.
we have to understand, we have to appreciate that not every... Before you make a child, you have to do any course or train to be a parent.
Nah.
Anybody could be a parent. So we have to expect in a society of how many odd million people, not all parents will be equipped to be the type of parent that they should be to raise up a well-rounded individual to add value to society.
Yeah.
And if it is you have a government or we under a higher order, basically, someone who institutionalize how we do things in this country, whether it be the government system, the Ministry of Education, whatever, sport and youth, whatever institution we have in place.
But look what happened there,
It's
right?
their responsibility now to pick up that slack of the parent. We're not encouraging parents to be slacking. But it's the institution now responsibility to put the child on track. If we have 100% help and partnership from the parent, it is a plus. But an institution where it is I'm training you, I'm paying you, and I'm providing an infrastructure for you to do a particular job, yes, we do get to train all the parents. But we get to train teachers and principals and deans and people who work in the office.
Right.
So we have a firm control. If parents failing, there's some work that can be done. We can't just cancel a child because we realize we do have the partnership from the parent or the child to really have the discipline or the home training.
And
We
that
can't
would
really turn it back on
end
parent.
up having
That would just
a next system in place for that.
Meaning,
Like, your child is a problem. That a
Right.
place where he is a system.
yeah.
You understand? For to accommodate your bad child, we have to create a system for the teachers to train them in a particular way to handle your child.
Yeah.
You understand? But that is how society is.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have to do it.
Or how
we have to do it.
about if it is we giving labels to youth at too much of an early age? Like what we would consider a problem child. How a child could be, in my mind, how a child who in Form 1 or Form 2 or Form 3 could be labeled a problem child.
I think, I don't know.
The direction. The
Yeah,
direction.
but at
and
that tender age, in my mind,
you wouldn't have a.
you should be able to still bend them and put it.
I think it's more what is happening is like you see somebody doing something wrong, and instead of you ask, hey, what's going on with you? You immediately just say, this person's a problem, or he or she's a problem. So you don't really understand the person you're talking to, or
Did you attempt to solve the
attempt
problem?
to solve the problem. You just watching it face value and say
And
that
say
that's
yeah,
the problem,
yeah,
and
difficult to deal with,
and
yeah.
that
I'm
that's
right
it,
you off.
and but people fail to realize also when you tell kids this at a very young age, the more you know, understand, repetition could become permanent, and when you continue to repeat in a fella in a young boy or young girl's mind that everything that you're doing wrong, or
You can't make it.
or you can't make
I
it,
cancel
or
already.
I cancel already, you're doing this wrong and you're doing this wrong, you're not really addressing anything they
No.
want, and two, that becomes a part of them as they go along in life.
Yeah.
So you understand? So even when you reach a certain stage and you become successful, you still always gotta prove like, hey, I still have to prove like I is this and I am that and I belong here and that time you're done in an environment that is not really concerned about that anymore.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Like
What's that?
the problem is
But
Training from home again.
you see, but
Training from home. But what I'm saying is we can't really, honestly, it'll be naive for us to expect everybody who brings a child into the world have the capacity to bring up a child how that child is supposed to be brought up.
look at
right.
basic training,
We had to accept that.
like when I didn't know started work and I tell you, boy, I came in rice, corn, beef, and potato the work. And then you tell me, nah, boy, that's not really a meal to carry in the office.
Yeah.
But to me, that's normal. You understand? But in our office settings or general settings amongst people, that's not really what people consider like a meal, really. Now, people would overlook it, but generally, that's not really considered like a lunch to carry to work
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
That
yeah.
kind
Now,
of
now well prepared product.
well, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
So-
again, you didn't learn that.
I didn't learn that.
Exactly.
So, and I thought that was normal. So, based on how you come up, and everybody gonna come up different, and everybody had a role and function to play in society and as a
But as I always say, everybody coming from different backgrounds, yes. But there are certain junctions in life that everybody does have to meet. And school is one of those places.
Right.
So we really had to
The
do...
social life. Like the social
Yeah,
life.
there is social life at that age.
Yeah.
So if all else fail, we can't really put a label on children, a 11-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, and say, nah, there's a bad child. He this, he that, he next. We really had to expand the people who we have running the institutions, the teachers, the principals, the public servants at that level, interacting with children at that level. They had to, if it is more training, I mean, it be now unsung hero, but you have to understand at a very pivotal time in a child's life is where you want to have that impact. You as a teacher in a secondary school would have a lasting impact on a child's life. Somebody might remember the primary school teacher, but as a secondary school teacher,
Your job is important.
your job is important.
That's why it is all kind of like lackadaisical teachers sometimes who actually duck in
And
class
that
like a student.
And that bad for business.
Because
That's bad for business.
when I go in that class, them children giving me a headache. I can't take that.
That means you're not good at your job. Because being a teacher isn't just knowing information. It's about knowing to nurture a young mind and
dealing with
dealing
children
with
that
children.
age.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I realize it's not only with school, I think it's the society and the whole. They don't know how, a lot of people don't know how to, they're qualified in a certain field, but there's an aspect to it that they don't know, that only few people among us will be able to do it. It's to be able to see a talent or a capability in somebody and be able to bring the best out of them. There's very few people that could see that and do that. So you have a class of, let's say, 25 to 30 students. Yes, this young man is struggling with maths, but the fact of the reality is when you put him on the football field, that is where you come to life. You have to now find a way now to, one, get that balance, and two, to get that, to bring that out of him. But it's so structured now, like,
That would be an individual teaching the man.
no, not really individual.
You remember he dealing with a whole class
Yeah.
of students.
But it have a way that you could, let me say, for example, if you're coaching a football team, right, there's 23 players to be on the team. True, right? Yeah? In that 23 team players, when the coach goes out at training session, he really only watching 10 players or watching 11 players.
You
have to watch all the players.
Right.
So he will know what is the best squad the best starting 11 he could put out. And that's the same approach teachers have to watch, in the fact that you have to watch all your students on a daily
And
basis.
see where they fit in and how
see
you
where they
can,
fit
how you
in
can
and
develop
what
them.
strength you could
Yeah.
add to them, where they're weak and where to think. It is you understand?
Yeah.
It's very thing because it has some teachers. Sometimes you leave school and you could still go back to that. It have some schools like that you go back to the school and the culture is there that you meet back up with the teachers.
Teacher, yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
could
it
ask
have-
advice, you could...
You understand?
So your first mentor is really supposed to be a teacher,
Yeah.
a teacher type person or a teacher type personnel in the secondary school environment. That should be your first mentor.
Yeah.
Someone to really guide you through life. If you're not getting that kind of support from your parents,
Yeah.
that will make it better. If you're getting support from your parents, that makes it better. But in the ideal system that we institutionalize to put the nation's youth, we had to have people who is mentor type persons
Yeah.
at that level. Because even the worst person, nobody is fully bad enough.
So it's
They
a
must
matter,
find something that this child like and guide them. Find it.
training of teachers,
Come on, But I think we just hire people who are qualified for the work. They bring you in.
Yeah.
And we're not looking at the all wrong. We're dealing with
Mhm.
school are just formally educating children, but school is a lot more than that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not just to formally educate a
Remember
child.
from this whole 8 hours, you and that's most of your day.
They most say
Yeah.
that the meter day.
That is less time than you're home doing
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I mean more time, more of your time. So it's important that you get everything in a bulk.
Yeah.
Everything in a bulk.
How to speak properly, how to care about yourself properly, how to eat, how to socialize. In school is where you're really ideally supposed to know it. I know just coming to school to learn what algebra is and how to mix hydrogen and oxygen and how to do all that is part of it, yes. But you can't tell me the bulk of my life that are supposed to be learning things. We are more spongy. You're only going to teach me things on an academic scale. You have to teach me about life. Life skills is important. Not just as a subject in school, Not just as a subject, but as in the actions of all your teachers in the various forms and the different departments, you're supposed to see some degree of mentorship and coordination with the staff into making the children or the population at the school a more guided population. But that is what I have on that.
Alright.
Yeah. It,
So while
it
we
makes sense.
so moving
It
on
makes
from
sense.
that, we're talking about leadership.
Leadership.
This is a topic that always becomes I want to ever that is go on and on. I doesn't like to do the comparison. Like as I said the other day, if we continue to compare between men and women, I don't think we will reach a solution in
No,
point in time.
because it's not to be compared. It's
not to
apples
be
and
compared.
oranges. Yeah.
You understand? But the question is who are better leaders, male or females?
And
Sean, let me get the first answer from Sean.
Why me? Well, we all know men is better leaders because we are more pragmatic thinkers, more logical, more, we better at decision making.
Yeah.
We'll more come to the point at something where women are more emotional beings and they make decisions based
On the emotions.
on their emotions a lot. We see it every day.
Every day.
You understand? So that is the best way I feel you should really look at it and accept that, and too, if you're looking at that at a religious belief also, you would understand from who is the head, who is the tail, who is the whoever. All wrong, it goes to show.
So you're saying that so there are no bad male leaders?
Of course. Everybody, we are in a society with people with different personalities and
How
we
about
always-
females? So if it's possible to be a good female leader,
I think what females feel to let me take cut you across. So you can answer.
Well, I reckon for both of us with his question. Go ahead,
Yeah,
shoot.
go ahead,
Yeah.
Although I feel women don't understand that they are already leaders in a particular way, but I don't know if they're trying because of society how it is now, they're trying to overcompensate in a way to make them feel like they wanna be they're not on a level where they're supposed to be. Because what women don't understand is that you are a leader when you are a mother in a household. You lead by how you clean the house, how you decorate the house. That is you leading there, because at the end of the day, you continue to instill values that if I'm your husband, I'm going to say, nah, that is not how my wife is, how the place looking, I'm looking neat up here. So she's already leading without having to say anything or do anything. But I think as time go along, I honestly don't know where it came from. Honestly, in my opinion.
Your morals, it had to come from home.
I think one of the issues is when they're cutting up tasks in society, like who does what. I think in still in a lot of our minds, both males and females, we have tasks that we may seem to be a more glorious task to do.
Yeah.
And then there are tasks you'll see as kind of more lowly.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot of times there's a misconception between males and females, and sometimes in a family or in a relationship. Whereas the tasks that we would more pin as a feminine role will seem to them a little lowly. No, clean the house, cook the food. It sounds sometimes almost as servant work.
Yeah, but
And I think there's a societal issue.
With the women.
It's a societal issue because if you really think about it, these tasks that we consider to be very minor and lowly is really the backbone of any functioning, well-functioning society.
yeah.
Taking care of our family, the way you nurture, the way you prepare, living space, the things you cook. You know, that shoulder to cry on, that person to bounce your emotions off of. It is important.
Yeah.
But I think we growing up in a world where we only want to give value to the more glorious tasks.
Yeah.
The making money, the physically doing something, the
Yeah.
building something, the
Yeah.
putting something physically together.
Of course.
Women are more responsible for the softer, what we would consider softer skills in keeping society together. And I think
Yeah.
there's a misconception in feeling as though, okay, because I see woman, you want to give me the servant work to do, or the more lowly tasks. It's not really that. That's a psychological thing. Society would have kind of tricked us into believing that they are nice work and they are bad work. Remember long ago, we look at somebody who doing agriculture as a more poor man kind of job. Now we see the direction and the level and the heights as which agriculture are reaching when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So that alone supposed to jog we mind mentally and show you, hey, it's nothing about important tasks and less important tasks and more glorious work and less glorious work. When we as a society start to understand that there is importance in everybody's role and responsibility, we will become better equipped to kind of wash off that conflict as it comes to men and women and leadership. And leadership is a tough job.
Yeah, it is.
It can be a very glorious thing, and it could also be very condemning. And a lot of us have to understand that the job that a woman does at home, when we speak to cooking and cleaning and taking care of the children, you could be very good at it, or you could be very lousy at it the same way too. So the same ramifications poor leadership have, they are also similarly damaging repercussions for being bad at these other tasks, the homemaking part of it.
Yeah.
So I think we just argue about it without fully understanding that all tasks are really equal, or all responsibilities are kind of equal in their own right.
Yeah.
A man going out and making money, if that is what he's into, going out and making money and bringing it home, it shouldn't be that he bringing the money home and he want to have all the say in how the money is spent.
Yeah.
That's the part where he have to include her and say, hey, this
Of
is what we
course.
have working with,
Yeah.
Of
and this is
course.
what we to do, and this is my opinion, and she'll take her opinion because she have more operational experience in running the household. She will more know the needs of the household, the needs of and even your needs.
Yeah.
Because you're not really focusing on that,
Yeah.
So who better to manage the finances? If you going out there and getting the bread is your flick, you come back, we have to be mature enough to give the other part of the relationship, the spouse, the autonomy to know, okay, I have just as much say in allocating or making all these of the things men are good at. Women are good at leadership too, but they are not the best people to lead based on their how we would say even the physical makeup,
Yeah.
even the genetic makeup, the way that the operators, as Sean would have explained earlier, the more emotional people, the more caring, the more nurturing. Leadership sometimes requires a stiff hand. Leadership also requires for it to be empathetic sometimes.
Yeah, it does,
So there are instances that a woman will step into the leadership role. We're just saying as it relates to that as a quality, leadership as a quality. Inherently, men can sometimes, in most instances, be better leaders. We're not saying that women are not good at, don't have leadership skills and qualities, but within their own right.
Yeah.